Hello, this is Garrett Eckert at Simple Ministries. Please visit the website at simpleministries.org. Today we'll be reviewing a video by Fox News anchor Julie Banderas, in which she questions who has the right to say who should be able to marry. Let's take a look here. So I queued up in the right place. Here we go.
Let me just say this. I'm a married woman. I have a married ring on my finger. I never asked anyone to vote whether or not I had the right to do this.
That's true. She personally never asked anybody because those decisions were made at the founding of our country, in which the American people voted for their elected representatives, and those representatives then legislated the marriage laws that we've had from state to state throughout the history of our country. And they have changed a little bit, and they just changed some more.
I have a gay sister. She was the maid of honor at my wedding. I would love to be able to be at her wedding someday, and now I can.
Well, technically, gay people have been getting married, and I mean to one another, not just straight people. It's just that it wasn't recognized legally. So same-sex marriage hasn't enabled people to get married. They've been able to do that. But now, in addition, these marriages are now recognized by the state.
There were so many others. One of my best friends here at Fox is a gay producer. He walked my mother down the aisle at my wedding. Now I get to be at hers. Who has the right to tell someone who loves another person, I don't care about their gender or their sex or the color of their skin, that they have the right to spend the rest of their life with somebody they love?
So she's sort of conflating two things. Who has the right to say who you love? Well, personally, everyone has their own moral compass, and so they have the right to determine that for themselves. And as citizens of the United States, we have the right to vote on these matters. If we take a look, there used to be that we would have ballot initiatives on same-sex marriage. And so as citizens, we had the right to vote on those things. And whether it be for or against, here's 3 states that approved gay marriage. They had the right to do that. We had our elected representatives vote on things like DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. And it's interesting how she cherry picks exactly who has the right to say who's married based on what she feels probably is morally okay, which is marriage based on whatever, what did she say, whatever race and gender. Why didn't she mention close family relationships? Because the law is regulating that. Here we have a 18-year-old that plans to marry her long-lost father in the state of New York and move to New Jersey where incest is legal. Who has the right in New Jersey to say whether incest is legal between people who love one another? Well, apparently this lady here, who's a representative in New Jersey, because she has proposed a bill that will ban sex between related adults in New Jersey. And to make it simple, who has the right? Well, everyone has their personal right to determine their own morality, and in addition, we have a right as U.S. citizens to regulate marriage through the law. And in addition, it's not just a right, it's actually a civic duty. We have a civic duty to vote and a civic duty to let our representatives know how we want to be represented. And let's conclude to see what the fine professor from Georgetown has to say about these misguided remarks.
You have a great point in this.
What could possibly be a great point about it? It's anti-American, it's anti-democratic to say that you shouldn't be able to have a say in the direction and the policies of our country. And this is actually what this guy's a professor of, public policy.
Supreme Court has agreed with you, the majority. And
yes. 5 people in the entire country have agreed with her, and so therefore that should be what makes the law. Now, that's the way our government is set up, is that yes, the people can pass ballot initiatives and they can be challenged in court, and then judges can overrule those things. But to say that, hey, because 5 people at the Supreme Court made this decision, we all just have to just lay down and toe the line now is just simply unguided.
We have to accept the ruling of the Supreme Court.
And I'm sure if they had voted against same-sex marriage, then this man and Julie and the gay activists, they would just say, well, they've ruled and we just have to give up, just like they did in the Dred Scott ruling, just like we did in Roe versus Wade. We just kind of gave up. No, nothing to see here, just move on. No, if you think of a ruling is wrong, it's part of the democratic process to go ahead and still fight for having your views legislated, or even if the ruling isn't going to be changed, because even if Roe versus Wade were challenged before the Supreme Court today, you would get it would not be overturned, because we have 5 out of 9 justices that are okay with abortion. So therefore, it still wouldn't. But that doesn't mean that we still cannot fight for against abortion and to try to change the minds of people, because even if they make immoral things legal, we can still try to persuade the hearts and minds of people so that they don't do these things.
Because there is no alternative to the fundamental right that the Supreme Court found. And
yes, and as Justice Roberts stated, and I don't always agree with him, but he did say that you can celebrate this ruling, saying that of those that thought it was a good decision, but don't celebrate the Constitution because it had nothing to do with it. Indeed, that's what he just said. They found it. No one else ever found it until the Supreme Court did.
Also, adding to their ruling was the fact that all states must...
Yes, and all states must abide by this ruling as well. So, in summary, when someone asks you, what right do you have? You say, look, I've got a personal moral right to determine what I think is right and wrong, and I also have a right as a U.S. citizen to vote on what I think is right and wrong, just like you do, and I also have a right to express that. I have one vote and one voice. That's the right I have. So thanks for watching. Look for more information and videos and articles like this on simpleministries.org.